Hi, Stitchy friends. Welcome. My name is Judy, and this is my cross stitch floss tube stitching bunny. I believe this is episode number 25. There were a few extras in there, so it's either 25 or 26, whatever. Nice to have you with me today. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel all about cross stitch. There's very little else that I sneak in, but it's all about my love of cross stitch, how long I've been stitching, what I've accomplished, and what I'm still stitching on today. So I think if you're a stitcher, hopefully you'll enjoy this. If you're a newbie, please, after the video, if you enjoyed the context, if you would like and share and ring the bell and do all that stuff. I'm coming close to 5,000 subscribers, and it's something more for my benefit than anybody else's. But if you'd like it, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. To all my returning subscribers, welcome. I'm even keeping up on my schedule of every 2 weeks. I'm a day late, but yesterday was a busy day, and we just got back from voting today. We had a municipal election here in Wisconsin, so big deal. We all had to get out and vote today because it is something that everybody's watching, I guess, for one of our Supreme Court judges, which way it's going to go, Republican or Democratic. So anyway, that's what I've been up to today. I think I have everything gathered around me. So I think we should just get started. I have all kinds of stuff to show you, even though it's only been 2 weeks. I've been stitching like crazy and I have a lot of finishes. No, I have 4 finishes, which is pretty astronomical for me, even though there's small ones. But I pretty much worked on these the last 2 weeks to get them done. I have a couple little small spring things that I want to finish so I can put those out before the spring is over. And then I have a couple of, the other 2 are both Christmases. So let's go with that first. Let's do our finishes. The first 2, as I said, are kind of springy, and I want to get these done. Both of these are by Not Forgotten Farm, and they're just like the little leprechauns that I showed on my last floss tube. By Not Forgotten Farms, they're the cutest little things, and I get so addicted. Every time she brings out a new one of these, I have to have it, and there is a new one out that's Lammy Pie that she just released, and so I have that one, and I have Bee's Knees, I think the other one is called. It's a big bumblebee, and then I have a 4th of July patriotic little guy, Uncle Sam. So those are still to come, but in the meantime, this is my first one, and this is Robin Birdwell, and it's just on a scrap of 40 count. I have no idea what it is. It's 40 count, but I don't know what the color is. Just, a cream off-white. That's little Robin Birdwell. They said Lori's, or I think her name's Lori. Anyway, the designer said that he's babysitting his little brother, so he's a good birdie. That's that one. Finish number 1. This is the other Forgotten Farm, and this is Carrot Top. I have to stop and think of the names. And this is on the same 40 count. I don't know what it is, the rest of that scrap. So that is Carrot Top. Really cute little guy. Love his carrot. That's that. Then this one is by With Thy Needle and Thread. Here's the chart. It's called Let It Snow, and I wanted this to be a smaller ornament. This was the ornament I did for May. So this is the last one I finished ornament-wise, and I just wanted a few smaller things on my tree because they're all pretty good-sized pillows, and it's just a little treat. So I'm trying to look for a few things that are a little smaller. So what I did on this one is I just stitched, he's in a cloche. My husband said he looks like he's a cupcake because I put him in a cake stand. So I did that. I didn't do all of the surrounding bits, but I think he turned out real cute. So that's the chart. And this is my finish on Let It Snow. And he's in his little cake plate. I think that's just precious. And I plan on finishing it domed, probably just flat, but to use the shape of the cloche. Sorry, there's somebody. I shouldn't be by the window. I'm a nosy neighbor. Um, I'm just going to do it with the shape of the cloche, I think. Maybe a flat fold. But that was a real fun stitch too. And, detailed for such a little tiny thing. I think it really turned out precious. This little holly, and he's got little mittens on. What a great snowman. And who doesn't want a cardinal on your head, huh? Okay, so that's that first Christmas one. Then this one, this is too large to be an ornament, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish this, whether it'll be a stand-up or frame it. I don't know. It is almost square. It's like 5.29 by 475 inches, so we'll see. But anyway, this is the one I talked about last time too, that I was just so excited to get this chart because it was in one of the Christmas boxes from 2024, and I believe it was Shakespeare's Peddler box. And when I saw this, somebody had shown it, that they had gotten the box. That's a Merry Gentleman. I just went crazy because he's got a quilt coat on, and the clarinet, the whole thing, is just so cute with the words Merry, and he's got his pine cones, and that's the chart. Now, he was done on, I don't know if I have it on here or not. Give me 1 second. I kept that information in here. Doesn't look like it. Anyway, it's on a 40 count. Looks like a little bit of an overdyed. And this is how he turned out. I am just so thrilled with him. And if you look close, you can even see his little footprints behind him in the snow from his boots. All the cardinals, there's 2 little girl cardinals in there. The rest of them are the bright boys. The holly and Santa is just, I think he's just precious. So much fun stitching on this. And this is, again, why I only have one other WIP to show you. I have a new start, and I have, I've accumulated a WIP or 2 since this. But I had to get these done. All of these were such a fun stitch. And sometimes it's nice just to get away from my big projects and work on something a little more, reasonably shaped or drinking coffee. Excuse me. So that was my finishes. Let's see. WIPs. I have to see where my piles are. First of all, let me show you my book of days for March. Oh yes, happy April Fool's Day. This was my March, and I stitched every day. Just had a great time, and I sat here last night, my eyes were just too tired to stitch. So I thought, well, I'll just bunny up my April. So I've got my stickers in here for April, and I'm ready. I'm ready for today's extravaganza and see what I decide to stitch. This is one of my WIPs that I put a little bit of time in, not much. Again, this kind of fell to the wayside because of my ornaments, but this is Winter Moon by Plum Street. There's the chart. I know you've all probably seen this by now. Great stitch, but a lot of stitching. And this is where I've gotten on this one. I don't know, again, if I have... Oh, this is done on 40 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. And this is where I'm at. So I actually have, let's see if I can hold this a little bit better for you. I actually have all of the top work done. Down to the bottom of the house, and below that there was there's like a row of quilt blocks, almost like what's on Santa's coat that I just showed you, almost those colors, and then just a little black wrought iron fence, and then it will be done. So this is going to be back into my active WIPs, and I'm going to try to get that done if I can, maybe before the next floss tube. This has been a work in progress for quite a while, but that house was a killer too. It was a lot of stitching. A lot more than it, you look at it and you just fall in love with the chart and you think, oh, that doesn't look too bad. A lot of time involved in this one. So that was my one WIP. on, just give me a second to put that back so I don't lose pieces. And then this is a whip I have now that's just been added. It's also a new start. And this past weekend was the Nash Startathon, Nash-Startathon by Lindy Stitches. And it's like her the winter when the Jingle Ball. But this one was just strictly to stitch together. They still had the stitching rooms and the main stage. There were several designers. There were two of them together. I think there were 4 different ones that spoke for an hour to each other, and their releases for market and just general. It was really interesting. Everybody was a little bit different. Some talked about how their process of designing is, and if they have an art background, and it was really fascinating. It was real nice to be able to listen to them for that length of time, even if you do meet them in person. You never have the time to have a conversation with them for that length of time. So it's really nice, and they kind of fed off each other. The first one was Liz Matthews and what is her name? The lady from Blue Flower. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But so they just went down from there, and really every one of them was interesting, and everyone was different, so it was great. Anyway, the whole idea of the Stash-a-thon was to primarily pick a chart that you purchased from market and start it on that weekend. And it was Friday evening and all day Saturday, pretty much into the night. I'm not sure what time they shut down. I didn't make it. But that was the idea. Or you could start anything, or you could just work on something that you had. It was really, all no hard and fast rules. You did pretty much whatever you want and got to stitch with friends, meet new people. It was wonderful for a $10 fee. It was wonderful. And the next one is Spring Fling, I believe, which will be more like Jingle Ball. I believe that it's going to start being registered for tickets on that one on this Friday. And there is going to be, I know, one class that's the only one I've seen that is going to have a class. I don't think it's going to be as broad as Jingle Ball, but it's Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design. And she's got a great little mattress finish to this design of hers that is just, and I think that one's called Bees. No, Bees Have Knees, I think is what that's called. And it just looks precious. So if you're interested, check out the information off of Lindy Stitches, and she's got everything there, and all the other upcoming ones. There are several this year, so you can keep track of it. It's so well worth it. It's so much fun. And if you don't want to, talk to anybody, if you're shy, you can just go into these rooms and just listen to the other ladies talk. Who doesn't want to hear about stitching? That's why you're here, first of all. So it's a wonderful thing. Okay, so this is the one I started. This is the one I picked. I did kit 4, actually, and the other 3 I was missing a good amount of the floss. This one I did have all the floss, so this is the one that won that I was going to start. It's being stitched on 40 count heirloom lace by Color and Cotton, and it's a With Thy Needle and Thread Hop into Spring. This is one of her market releases. And I thought, oh, that's not too bad. So actually, I got quite a bit accomplished. This is where I'm at on this one. Set this down. And this has also just been a tremendously fun stitch. And I have this on a big piece of linen, so if you bear with me here, let me fold this down a little bit. I hate cutting my linen until I'm sure that everything is sized right that's going to fit, and so I will cut this off later this afternoon because I'm going to be working on this too. And this is where I'm at. So I'm actually got the first half done, and I've moved over now to the second half. Love this. I just love this one. And I have to apologize for the hoop marks, but I don't press my things until they're finished. I don't like to keep pressing them over and over again. So I'm afraid that that's how they look. So that's her. That's her Hop into Spring. And I really don't have a lot of spring stitching. Usually, because I am a winter girl and Christmas and all of that, usually spring, even though I do look forward to seeing things grow and have some greenery and, get rid of the look of everything being brown like it is right now. Um, I'm not really that fond of springtime. So I guess I just don't really gravitate towards stitching spring, but I'm really enjoying this one. And for some reason this year too, the colors of spring are just making me happy. It's been, we've had one or two absolutely beautiful days. And then we go back down here. They're predicting snow again for this afternoon. And it's very cold out there today. So gray and cold and typical Wisconsin. Although we're moving into April, doesn't mean we're not going to have snow. So maybe the spring stitching will do what it's supposed to and make us all happy and think of warmer weather. Okay, those are my whips. I do have a few things I'd like to share before we get into the other programs. I have a few things surrounding me here. These are previous finishes that these are pretty much all the spring things I could find. Two of them I think I just did recently, like within the last year or so. The other three are old, and I don't know whose charts these are. I don't remember. You got to forgive me. I'm in my 70s. Memory is the first thing to go. Trust me. So this one, I did this, this is 2023. And this is There's No Place Like Home. But, the little starting of the flowers and the matching fabric that I found in my stash that was just perfect to finish this. It's finished the same fabric on the back with the flange. And the beautiful bird. And they actually, in 2023, when I did this, those were my two doggies. The little black one is my Maddie, that we lost about a year and a half ago now. And then the other little monster behind her is my current puppy, Rosie, who's a little handful still, but we love her to pieces. So she's the only one we have right now. And then there's a little bunny in there because I am stitching bunny. So that was one of my finishes. These are the two I'm not real familiar with. Not sure. For some reason, one of these, I believe this might be Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread because it kind of looks like her, but I could be wrong. It just looks like her little cutesy, her cute bird, and it's got those little doodads, little flowers on it, and the berry basket in the middle. And then he stitched into a bunny, and I even have little bunny fabric on the back. So that's my bunny. Doesn't have a face, but he has enough going on. It's my bunny. I have another bunny finish, and this one I seem to think it's La-Di-Da, but I could be totally wrong about that. I just really don't remember. And it's a sampler bunny. So I found some sampler fabric, of course, in my stash and finished the bunny this way. This one does have a little bit of a face and a nose and a fluffy tail. And her alphabet is on there. And it's the same on the back. So that's my other bunny that I don't remember who did it. Now, these are the two Brendas, I'm sure. This is just a little one, and the name of the chart I don't know, but it's her little chick. With my fingers out of the way so you could see her. I just finished her in a little egg shape. She just stands up against my little wooden log house I have on my table here. That's her. And then this is from last year, I believe. I don't think that this is much older than that. And this is Hello Spring. This is also with my needle and thread. And I just love the colors in this one. And the fabric, again, from my stash. I was a quilter for many, many, many years also. So I have a fabric stash that's rival to any quilt store. And because I worked in quilt stores, Country Sampler, and then a store that's no longer around. It closed a number of years ago going quilting. I made all my purchases from those stores, so it's all, beautiful quilting fabric. So I always find something to make pillow finishes out of, but the framing is still, kind of scares me, but we'll see. I have something to show you that I think I might frame. I don't know. We'll see. So those are my previous finishes. Now, let's see. What else do we have? Should we do off the wall? Yes, let me do that, and then I can move a lot of these finished things out of the way. And I can do haul because we have market haul. I think I've gotten everything now. I had pre-ordered from 2 shops, and then there were things that I saw that I just had to have, or I thought that I ordered them and hadn't. So those have drizzled in. I've gotten those. I ordered the cookbook afterwards, so that came in. So we have a lot of haul from Market and just a few other things that I purchased on Stash Unload or whatever. So we'll get to haul, but we'll do my off the wall first. These are both older things too. Now this one has got my old, this is 2018. So these are different finishes. Being, as I said, a quilter for a lot of time, I made a couple things into quilts rather than, framing them or, whatever finishes. So they're just kind of tiny wall quilts that I used to hang up in my stitching room in my old house where I could hang things all over. This one is, let's see, this is a Coffee Bean Sampler by Heartstring Samplery, and I did look this one up. I stitched this in 2018. And that's this one. And this is my chocolate lab and my yellow lab that we had for 14 years. It's Autumn and River. And then the little black and white dog was our first little rescue after we lost the yellow first. And then we lost the chocolate a few months later. They were kennel mates. They aren't really related to their kennel mates from the same breeder. And we got them as pups. So when we lost those two, then we got our little rescue, our first little rescue, and that was my little Lola. So she's in there too. But this is really cute. It says my birthstone is the coffee bean. So I had to put my pups in there. Just a little simple quilt. I did put 2 little tiny circles on the back of this and just 2 little tiny little plastic hooks that are the ones that you could remove on my closet door, because I had like a folding closet door, and just hung it on the one panel, and it's real light and it stayed there. It was great. This is another one. This is even older. This is from 2012, and I looked this one up too. This is called Beauty and Grace, and it's by Tree of Life Samplings. So here's this one. Move this back a little so you can kind of see the whole thing. Love the fabric. I don't know what this fabric was that I stitched it on. You can see it's been folded in my my storage because it's not hanging any longer. But I thought this was another fun stitch. Just loved this. And then on the back, when I used to have I still have my embroidery machine kind of, but it's in storage. Of course, I had to put my coffee cup on there. And it says, my stitching place, Judith V. Ruber, Cross Plains, Wisconsin, November 2012. And I used to do all my labeling on my quilts like this, too, with my machine. I love that. So that's that one. So I have a few old finishes in there off the wall for this time. Okay, let me take a moment, if you don't mind, here and clear this off from in front of me, and I can pull up my haul and we can look at that. And then I have my kitted projects that I promised last time I was going to show you this time. I'll leave that till last in case you're not interested in that, but this is all Christmas, and I have, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 that I've pulled out that are going to be new starts soon. They're all kitted. Majority of those are from Market that I just, as I said, I wanted to kit up for the Startathon, and I didn't have the threads, which I do now, and I've pulled fabric for them. So these are in my, I'm going to start these really, really soon pile. So let me stop here for a second, and I'll be right back with you once I clean off my pile here. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting for me. First, I'll show you the couple of things I have that were just stash unload or whatever. These are not market releases. The first one, move this stuff out of the way here for us. I can't pronounce any of this because it's a French designer, but it's Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas. And on the back, she shows it in different red and, or I think that's red and green. No, that one's black and red. And then there's one that's all red. I just thought that was such a creative opening on this. You know, you could pretty much do anything you want. You know, do something really unusual color-wise, or I just really thought that was really great. This is one I don't think I have, and it came up on Stash Unload. Bells of Christmas by Brenda Gervais. Peace on Earth and Goodwill to Men. Let's see what it said on the bottom. Love that. And a bell shape, boy, that's a great idea. You know, talk about doing like a dome finish to make them into bells and then put a big jingle bell on the bottom. Love those. Love the colors. Love that chart. This one I hadn't seen before, and I don't know if this is from a box or there's no date on this that I see. It's Merry Autumn Pin Keep, and it's with the chickens. And I've got all of the other ones that she's done with the chickens. I've stitched a couple of them. Not all yet, but then I saw this autumn one. I thought, oh, had to have that. We have to do seasonal chickens, so. Merry Autumn Pin Keep. This is reproduction by Samplers Not Forgotten, and it's Black Cat 1861. I don't remember seeing this either. It's kind of new to me. And this reminds me of one that I did years and years ago that had a pink lobster on it. And every time I show that finish, and it's been a couple of times, it's come out with my stash of finished things that aren't completely finished. Or fully finished, I guess I should say. It's pretty much on the same order, and I can't think of the girl's name right now, but it's been out of print for years. And even the company name, I don't think they're in business any longer, but I just love the motifs on this one. And it's got I think that's a dog. Yes, it's got to be. Yellow dog there in the corner. Good thing the cat's quite a ways away from it because my dog is not fond of kitties. So there's that one. And then I think I mentioned on the last video that I'm hooked on finding this whole series of from the Cricut collection. That's the months, and then it's also seasons, and I'm slowly finding them on Stash Unload or one of the resale sites. This is December. And they're just, it is so cute the way she's done every one of these with the letters. And every time you look at it, you see something different. And I'm sure stitching it's going to be the same way. It's going to be a lot of fun to move on to the next letter. And then I also have one that's winter that I have not seen. And I like to have all of the months just because that's how I roll. Whether I would stitch them all or not, I'm going to be 74 in June, and I'm not sure, how much longer I'm going to be able to grace this side of the grass. But I'm going to do my darndest to stitch as much as I can in the meantime, which is going to also prove that I find it okay to start as many things as I want. Because, they're mine, I love them, and why not stitch them, start them while I can, even if I only put a few stitches in each one. They need love. They need to be worked on. So that's what I plan on doing, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it either. So let's get to the market haul. Now, you probably, if you had not paid attention to market whatsoever, you probably wouldn't have had to and just watched my recap of what I bought because pretty much everything is here. Um, I'm hoping that I did justice to all the designers. I tried to spread out with a couple of different stores, and I think I did a good job there. And even when I now, after the two pre orders, the things that I ordered later, I ordered from a couple of different shops. So, spreading the love to everybody. Yep. So we keep our wonderful hobby as just as magnificent it is now with the tremendous designers and the number of designers we have out there to choose from, and the fabric dyers, the floss dyers, the just everyone, the store owners, the online shop owners. You know, I don't know what I would do without all of you people. So we're going to keep you in business as long as we can. It's my promise. First one I got, and we can't spread this around. This is going to be stitched for my husband. He's got a couple little things down in his music room that I've stitched for him, but this was just so Rob. This just came out, and it's a little bit sampler and a little bit rock and roll. And he is an old rock and roller. He's isn't that cool with the lighter and the guitar, but we still have my hoop and my scissors. But the hoop has musical notes in it, and I just think that'd be so cute. He'd get a real kick out of that. So there's that one. This I love, and I know there's a couple of other month or seasons, so I'm going to have to look for those too. This is Springtime Snippets by Little Robin Designs. Colors on these are gorgeous. Spring, Bloom, and Hope. And Hope, is it Hop? Oh, I'm sorry, it's Hop. I was thinking it was Hope. I have hope on something else, because that was my word for this year, that we all make it through. There's that one. Then I found this. This I think is the cutest thing. It's by Cherry Blossoms, which is a new designer to me. I'm not sure how long they've been designing, but this is just precious. This is Mistletoe Kisses, and they're in a snow globe. But look at how cute that little snow globe is with the mistletoe, and it looks like my husband and I holding hands because we still do. Isn't that precious? And a little village down on the bottom. So cute. And then, of course, I had to get Ladybug Picnic by Hands On Design. I don't have, what was the first one, guys? The bee? Was it a bee? Anyway, I think it was a bee, and I don't have that one, so I'm going to have to go back and get that one because I have a feeling that this one's just going to be so much fun to stitch. And finishing things in rounds like that, piece of cake. I can do that. In fact, those two little Not Forgotten Farm guys, the little Robin and the Carrot Top, the bunny, I have some little tins, that little fluted tins that I think I'm going to finish those two in rather than making them stand-ups again, at least by something different. Then, of course, I had to buy something from Teresa Kogut. I have so many of her things. I stitched a few small things, but the things I really love of hers are the huge ones. And because they're not reproductions, which is my first love, her samplers are gorgeous. And I have several of those kitted too, but I just, I kind of have to back away from so many huge projects. And anyway, I'm sure you're not really, really interested in that, but this is the one I did choose of hers that I just had to have, Coco's Garden. And I've seen this one already finished and finally finished by a lot of stitchers from, just bought it and received it from market. So you guys are on the ball. So it doesn't look like it'll be too much stitching on that one. This one, however, is a horse of a different color. So, this one I was going to get no matter what. It's going to be one of those. I have to start this soon. It's all DMCs, so I just have to pull those and find my fabric that I want to use. But this is also going in this is going to be started real soon because it's going to be a project. This is called Peace on Earth, a Winter Quaker Sampler, and it's by Lila Studio. There's the full chart there, so you can see it. And look at little motifs in here. That polar bear down in the bottom corner. The horse is in the middle cartouche in the wreath. He's got a coat on, a blanket on. Squirrels and all the winter animals. And there's another polar bear up here. Cardinal. Love cardinals. Oh, and of course, there's a bunny. It's a good thing because I'd have to put a bunny in there, and I'm going to have to squeeze a yellow dog in there somewhere. But isn't that gorgeous? I don't have any of these other ones. I think this is her last one. The other seasons are out, I believe. The other one that I was tempted on originally was the autumn one, being my favorite time of year. But I just never pulled the trigger. But when I saw this one, even my husband said, Judy, that is so you. You have to get that. Then we have, of course, the Brenda Gervais. And I think there was maybe one of Brenda's I didn't buy. So you've probably seen these 100 times, but we'll go through them anyway. The Earth Laughs in Flowers. Love that. I love the shape of these. And, they have the Quaker motifs in them. This is Spring Trio, and I had to get this because this matches the Hop into Spring that I'm working on now. So they'd be little accompanying pieces. I did get the, I believe the Chantel's board. I should have mentioned that when I was showing the chart. It's a flat finish on one of her boards, and I even bought the paint for it and everything, so I'm just waiting for that to come. So that'd be cute to have that, sitting on one of my shelves and have those little matching pieces to go with it. This is Summer Trio. Oh, let me back this up. Let me do Liberty first, because I think this is not quite matching, but this is Where Liberty Dwells, There Is My Country. Beautiful patriotic piece. Beautiful. And this is Summer Trio. And this is Hello Summer. Very cute also. So we could switch these out with spring. Get them finished. I think that'll work real well. Then we have a hands-on design. There's a lot of hers too that I love, but I have to contain myself. There's a Hare in My Garden. And this is a really good sized strawberry. I don't know if let's see if it says on here. It says it's done on 20 count milk chocolate linen, so I would do it on my 40, which would be fine. Doesn't really, no, it doesn't say. I know on one of her videos it showed exactly how big this was, but it's so cute, and there's bunnies and a greenhouse, and oh God, that's fabulous. Then this, I think, was probably one of the #1 sellers at Mark and Nativity Tiny Town. I have a few Tiny Towns. I finished autumn, I think, and I'm working on, it's got to be Christmas probably, or winter. So I had to have the Nativity. I told you guys last time that I was starting. It was just really something, was tugging on my heartstrings with the Nativities. So that's going to be started. And then I also got the frills to go with it, Nativity frill, so that they can stand by, they'll be coming towards the, I guess I should have shown it to you this way so you can actually see it without getting dizzy. They have it finished in a drum, and I watched Brenda and Laura yesterday, their new floss tube, and Brenda was saying that she'd like to do this on 32 count, so it's bigger because she wants it made into a drum, and it would be pretty tiny, this way otherwise. So I think that's a great idea too. These two Lucy Bean, the fabric on these just grabbed me. This is Santa Deer. Santa Deer. It's by Lucy Bean. That one. And then this is Merry Christmas Holly on the same fabric. And to not keep you in suspense here, this is the fabric called for. I did buy this from Lindy. She was able to get this at Market. I guess they couldn't pre-order it. But as soon as she had her hands on it, she let people know that if they wanted, to pre-order that it was fine. So I got a 40 count, and this is Lappin' Loops, and it's Curtain Call. That looks a little bit maybe brighter than what it actually is. I'm right next to the window here. But it's a gorgeous red, just a gorgeous red. And I got my cookbook. Haven't cooked anything out of it yet, but there's some great charts in there. This, I believe, was exclusive for one of the Homespun Needle Arts group in Facebook. I'm not sure if it still is, but it was released, so it's Rose Hill Farm sampler. Typical Stacy Nash. In fact, I'm going to see Stacy Nash at Country Sampler. I'm going to the retreat again in early June. My birthday present. So it's Stacy Nash, Needlework Press. I can't remember. Violets and Verses, maybe? Is the third one? I'm sorry. My mind is not good. And then this one is by Jan Hicks. This is the first one I've gotten of hers. It's Milady's Posies. But, oh my God, look at this. Look at that floral in the middle. And then the bands, beautiful script on the alphabet. It was just, yeah, gotta have it. Okay, let me move this pile over so it doesn't start to slide. And move on to the next batch. So that was one of the shops. I think that was Lindy's that those were from. Then these, put it back in the box, excuse me. They're so slippery. Okay, these were from Colorado Cross Stitcher, I believe, this batch. This is Joy, that was the exclusive by Shakespeare's Peddler. Beautiful piece. And I also ordered the flosses for this. This is Gentle Arts. I was trying to think of which ones they were. So that's all the threads for it. I just have to choose a fabric. I think on a couple of these, I was really having trouble locating the fabric, and I know that they're new things. Oh, this one's on Natural Newcastle, so that's not a problem. But there was two I was looking for, other than the red one. I think the Ladybug fabric I was looking for. Looks like it's kind of out of stock everywhere, and I'm sure that's because of market. But there's another one. What is this? I think it's this. Yeah, well, when you get to that, I'll show you that fabric. This is Flowers That Bloom by Shakespeare's Peddler. I think I bought every one of hers also. I love her things. I just love her things. They sing to me. This is Hope. This is the one I was talking about with Hope on it, and I have to do this. This is going to be kitted if I can this afternoon. This is, let's see. This is all DMCs. This is this fabric I can't find, though. It's Dark Soil by X Jude Designs. And it's on 40 count, which is my sweet spot, but I can't seem to get my hands on it. I looked for it during the market and then afterwards and just didn't have any luck. So since that's been a week or so already, maybe I'll try to take a look again. But what I want to do with this one is stitch this and make it into a table mat for my Country Sampler retreat. I also have two other retreats I'm going to, one in August and one in November, that are just stitching retreats. And they're local here also. In fact, the hotel they're having it in is literally 5 minutes from my house here in Madison. So it's perfect. It's $25, and for, stitching the two, is it Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday? Anyway, you can't pass this up. And I think it's the maximum of 25 ladies, I believe, per retreat for this particular, and this is a new location for them. They were usually out in more on, the totally opposite end of Madison from me. So this makes it just perfect, This is another one, Spring Sampler Fragment. I love this. And this is on that same Dark Soil. But look at those pastel colors on there. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that. And then, of course, we also have Summer Sampler Fragment. I think this, yep, this is on Dark Soil too. I've got to get my hands on this. 40 count. Have to find this. If any of you out there are shop owners, if you have some of this, if you know of a shop that has it, just by being a customer, can point me in the right direction. I would just love to get some of this so that I can kit up the rest of these, because heaven only knows I don't have enough to work on. Another Shakespeare's Peddler. This is a third, I believe, in her Christmas Ornament series, Pennsylvania Christmas Birds this time. Love those. Have a beautiful, this is stitched on Aztec Red, which I have, 40 count. Oh, she did on 36, but mine would be on a 40. That's that. Then we got a little nutsy with the animal crackers. These are more that I have to kit up because they have to be done. They have to, especially Lily. Who hasn't purchased Lily and completed Lily already? I can't stand it. You guys are showing me up big time. But this is Lily. And she's stitched on Red Dirt Road by Needle Bling, 36 count. Looks like it's just kind of a mottled, kind of grayish on a, taupe, kind of light, real light taupe background. So I'm sure I can come up with something in my stash for her, but she's first one on my list to stitch. Then we have the British Animal Cracker series. This is Harriet. Love Harriet. She's a bunny. This is Rufus. And this is the Crumb series where they're little hanging ones instead of full-bodied with this little circus sign. We don't know if he ran away from the circus or he's in the circus, but he's a happy bear, so whatever the situation is, he must be okay with it. And then this is Goose. What can you say about Goose? He's a giraffe with a party hat on. Party animal. Cute as the dickens. I'm not quite sure what these are backed on. I haven't really pulled out the charts and looked at them real well. And usually Stacy's real good about giving you finishing directions. So I'm hoping she says what she mounted those on or what she actually used with that. Because I like that since, although, hanging too, I have more hanging room on cabinets, knobs, that kind of thing that I do on the walls. So either way, but I would like to know how she finished them. We're back to Shakespeare's Peddler because this was a big one, and Kindness Makes Friends. And somebody was talking about this with the elongated strawberries. They look like crystals. I love them, but isn't that great? And what's that? 1824 on the house. I probably would have to put my birth year on there, which is in the middle of the 1900s, but I'm still here, so I guess I should be proud of that. But isn't that pretty? That's a great house. Great house. I love how she did the roof. Whew, love it. And then, of course, I had to get the two blackbirds. I know you've all seen these. This one, Gifts of the Season. This has got a small sampler, the big sampler, I believe, and the a little pin keep, paperweight, and she has this in there by that she took from the big sampler, and it's when she went to the attic. She has the attic on there, which would be a nice memorial to Jean. But let's see, this is the original sampler. Oh, not for the faint of heart. Isn't that amazing? Wonderful. Buy all the blackbirds, as Brenda and Laura tell you. And this is the other one. This is a Sweet Bird Sing, and it's the needle roll. And there's a picture, the full picture of the needle roll. And then on the back, there's this pin keep, and it says, "Dear Friend," with the birds. Isn't that pretty? Just lovely colors. As Blackbird never fails us with that. So that's I think that's my haul. Okay, now the next thing, move this out of the way. I have to grab my basket of kitted things, and I have this a new couple of new kitted things. So I'm gonna pause for one more minute, get another sip of coffee, move my bag over, and we'll get into this. If you're not interested in seeing my kitted Christmas stuff or my new kitted things that I plan on doing real soon, um, you don't have to stick around. But I hope you do. This always inspires people, gives you an idea of what I like to stitch. I stitch Christmas all year long. So there's never a problem with stitch or kitting up a Christmas project because I'm eventually going to get to it, even if it's the middle of August. Um, so, needless to say, if you don't want to stick around for this, even though there's a lot of eye candy here, say goodbye for now, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay happy, and stitch every day. Otherwise, I'll be back with you in a minute as soon as I haul my basket up here so I can show you my kitted things. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. These first three are the other three that I got from Market that I was trying to kit up for the Stash-a-thon. So I'll show them to you now. And I said, these are, God, I have about, I can't even think of how many I have in my, I've got to start this real soon list, but you'll see why. First one is Plum Street Samplers, and this is the tomato sampler. There's the chart. Love this. I eat tomatoes all summer long. I make, a meal out of homegrown tomatoes all summer. It's the only thing that I really truly love about summer are tomatoes. So anyway, this again was calling my name. It's just so cute. She's watering her tomato plants, and it's just great. These are the colors. A beautiful, beautiful palette. And for this one, I've picked a 40 count paper bark by Fox and Rabbit. Oh, pretty, just a light neutral. I thought that would match, what this is done. In fact, I don't know what this is called for. And of course, I have stuff in front of the, let's just see. Affogato. I think this is real close to that. Fiber on a Whim. So that was the call for. And I think the color's pretty close. So there's that one. Another Brenda Gervais, and this is the other one that I, has that fabric that I can't. No, I take the back. This is a different one. This is done on Arboreal by Cedar River Linens. I did pull out a Fox and Rabbit Winter Wren, which I think is close. Now, that looks brown there, but it's not. It's a beautiful dark green, which is what the Arboreal is, although I did order the Arboreal, so I'm just waiting for that. Color palette is here. And this is called A Daily Reminder. And there's the chart. And as you can, I think that color on the linen there is pretty obviously green, even though you're getting some, washout with the window here, but isn't that pretty? Beautiful sampler, and such an unusual color with the sawtooth border. Love it. I must stitch this as soon as possible. Number 2. This is the third one. I have to correct myself. When I showed you the other one that I said I was going to do for a table mat, I was mistaken. This is the one I want to do for the table mat because it is actually, it's 2 friends stitching together, and there's all the stitching equipment. It's called Treasured Memories. It's old friends, new friends, treasured memories is what the saying is on there. That's the one I think would be perfect for a table mat. It's not real large. I would stitch it on a 40 count. Just quilt it, with a small fabric border. Because I know that the country sampler tables are really quite crowded there. I think there were 6 or 8 of us. I don't remember, but it was tight. They were round tables. And what I picked for this one was a 36 count Barb's Blend. Is what I have in here because I didn't have it in 40, but can be, that can be changed. Because I do have a couple other things on order, and that's another one that I think I'll get around to that. You put these back in this one bag so I don't get dog fur all over my floss, because my doggy loves to be in this room with us. Okay, put that aside. This one I've had kitted for a little while. I do have the linen in here too. This is Quaker Christmas Stocking. And you've probably seen this one too. This is by Kathy Barrick. She did have the matching piece, or I guess you would say matching piece, to this at market. It was a market piece, and I didn't buy it because of all the other charts I did buy, and I haven't stitched this one yet, but I will purchase that second one. Again, I really think I want to do the stockings on these, even though this isn't, specifically Christmas colors. This one does say Merry Christmas on the top, and there's all the winter motifs and the Quakers, and I love the colors, and everything doesn't have to be red and green. So I think that's what I'm going to do as a stocking on this one, and what I'd like to do with the others so that I could hang them side by side. So that's the chart. I have all the NPI silks for this, which are just gorgeous. And these are my favorite silks. I love working with needlepoint silks. So I have those. And this one I have a piece of 36 count raw Edinburgh. Because it was like a 14 by 55 piece, which was perfect. So I think a 36 would be nice, and to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit easier on my eyes to stitch it. So I think I'm going to go with that. That's like a perfect size. There's that one. And then there's one. This is going to be a new start today, because it is April 1st, and if you've been with me any length of time, you know that I'm stitching. This year I'm stitching a Christmas ornament a month, so that I have some new ones on my tree. I've been kind of neglecting my tree and doing a lot of, I stitch ones for my family every year, my sister, my niece, the kids. So that's pretty much what I did last year. I stitched one for Rob. But this year I decided to devote, once a month, easy enough to squeeze in a small stitch and ornament every month. In fact, this one is going to be for June. I'm that far ahead of myself, so I'm very proud of myself that I've been keeping up with this. But as you know, I love Christmas, so it isn't a hard sell, for me to be working on something Christmassy all year. I kitted this one a while ago because I just love this. In fact, it probably came as a kit. This is Noel Tuffet by Shakespeare's Peddler. Let me get it out of this plastic. You don't need double plastic ruining your view. By Kitten Stitcher. It's Noel. Isn't that pretty? And the linen, let's see. This is, I think this is her son's linen, the Wabi Sabi linen. It's called Rosie. I had to get it. And that's really a pretty good, that's just a fold in there, guys. That's a pretty good showing of the color. And then it's just stitched with one floss, which is, I think it's parchment. Yeah, it's Weeks Dye Works parchment. So it's just the one variegated, real pretty floss. I think that's going to be gorgeous. I don't have anything like that on my tree, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be a new start for today. Okay, that's that. Now, sorry. I know, I always miss something. Okay, well, here we go. These are things I've kitted that are Christmas. And there's so many of these that just make my heart go pitty patter when I look at them. And I just know that I'm going to have to do a few more starts soon because I just have to. I just love these things. These are ornaments, and I don't think I'm going to take the time to go through all of these, but this was a set of, it says a sampler tree ornament series, so maybe I should just do these quickly. This, Christmas tree, fun. And these, most of these have the linen with them. 3 crowns. And these are just quickie things, too, that I could get done. Christmas rose. I'd have to change that cheapie to a yellow lab, though. So, Deer Valley Inn. That's cool. I like that. Like the reindeer on that one. This is Sweet Apples. Apple berry basket, like that. Peace. Let's see. This is Potted Poinsettia. That's very pretty. The colors in there. This one is Welcome In. Like that too. Does look like a old time Christmas. Merry Christmas. And this is Christmas in the Country. You can see how old these are. 1999 is stitched on there. Christmas Angel. Oh, we moved up. This was 2015. And then, oh, these are just fragments that really didn't belong in there. But so those are that set of Christmas ornaments. Those have the linen in them. The flosses are all DMCs, so there really isn't an issue. I can probably go through all them, pull them all, and just have them in this bag and, take them out whenever I'm ready to stitch them. Work on those. This is, I really like this, Jeanette Douglas. Christmas Cheer Pin Pillows. This one I didn't pull floss for, but I didn't pull linen for. A lot of my linen I pull when I'm ready to start it because I like having the availability of sorting through my linen and picking what I want at the time rather than having a lot of the linens unless it's specifically called for that linen and I know that's what I'm going to stitch it on. I like to have the ability to, leave that in my stash and have it, to choose later on. Or, if I don't use it on this, I'll use it on something else kind of thing. But I think those are beautiful. Roxy Flossco, too. Love Roxy Floss. Roxy Flossco. Get it out. This is another series, and these are the Plum Street samplers. Noah's Ark. Noah's Christmas Ark. Now, some of these I've stitched. See, I have these finished, and they're sitting in this pile. These are all Noah's Christmas Ark. These are done. I have them finished in there. This is Ark 3. And the linen is in these. And it looks like they're done with overdyes. And usually she uses a combo and with DMCs in there too. These are Pandas and Parrots. It's number 4. And then we have the Sampler Bowl series. Make use of present time. Not really Christmas, but these are the series, so these stay in here. Lesson 2 is ever faithful, ever kind, firm and generous. Be thy mind. That with the linen in there. The daily labors of the bee. And this is kitted with the floss. That. Be you to others kind and true. Lesson 4 with the floss. And lesson 5. Love is but a moving shade, valiant friend. Ship ne'er will fade. I think I got that right. Is that one? Sampler House 3 and 4. This was a difference. I don't know. Anyway, this one And then we have this one, Kidda 2. It's a fall one. So those are all a series and a set. Can't find anything to stitch. Hard to believe, hard to believe. All right. Let's see, what else is in here? I've done it again.